Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting in our weekly whatever report where I ramble about whatever for an hour and a bunch of you guys hang out with me and I always appreciate it. So yeah, hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend or hanging in there. Are you going to come visit now? Nope, we're going to sit over there. Okay. We are trying to enjoy our Saturday. We got several things to talk about today. So let's dig into this sucker and yeah, we have my man GT Key in here tailgating early, multiple times, making multiple stops. I don't know what the cat is rattling something in there. Magic glass. Hang on 1 second. I don't know what she's doing. Okay, she's not doing anything that can hurt her or it. It was just making noise. So up and up she goes. Lasso was in here, wondering on a rainy night. Well, I appreciate you having come in there. I have finished reading the latest issue of Wonder Woman. Why am I not at this event called WonderCon? I don't know, Lasso. You need to work on that. Asking if John is here. John is at WonderCon. So yeah, as Lasso told him, there you go. Can I briefly talk about Hush 2? My copy hasn't come yet because I order from Midtown. This is the off week. So next week, this coming week, hopefully I'll have my books by this time next Saturday. But the way deliveries been going post office, it may be 2 weeks before I get them and I can talk about Hush 2. So I have nothing to say because I haven't read it. I can. There's almost 11, 17 version that's huge, almost by 11 by 17. Oh my goodness. I love Saturday. That's right. Coach Vic, welcome back, sir. How are you? Nerdy Geek is in the house. Yeah, we went out really early in the tournament. Meanwhile, the teams that we beat during the regular season are still winning. Oh well. So yeah. But it's DOU to you, Coach Vic. So yeah, that's folks that are here so far. Let's do a quick before I get too far into this and forget, like I am prone to do. We're going to shout out my members, my man Bear Island, Old Wolf, Monty Ray at my Robin tier, Circumstances, Unruly, Ben Compton, Nerdy Geek, Chucky Valdez, Exhibit, Blue Collar Dan, Pliny the Younger, and Lisa Noble at the Titan tier, and now 2 Nightwing tier members, Daymare and He Who Remains. I appreciate all of you, and with this many members, we're on the verge of starting to do giveaways. So April may be the first month in which we do a giveaway. Bear Island TV, he changed his name. I haven't seen much content yet, so I don't know. He says he's going to start making some content. I haven't talked to him now for a couple of weeks, but I'll have to check in on him again. But yes. So yeah, we are hanging out on a Saturday. So let's get to our usual thing. What are we drinking? Tonight we're sipping on a little bit of Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. So got a little of that. So cheers to all of you out there. Pretty tasty. I'm a big fan of the turkey stuff. So I'm a shifty deadbeat. Oh, well, nobody is required. I appreciate everybody that does it because it helps me out. It helps me keep this going. It helps cover StreamYard. And then hopefully if I get a few more, I can start doing some giveaways and giving back to you guys. So, no, I appreciate it, Gordon. You do what you can do. Maybe old videos, Brown TV runs. There you go. I don't know. Maybe. So that is what we're drinking. Whatever is coming up on the channel. Okay, so obviously I dropped my look back video today, as always. I had a couple of reads this week. We discussed the first part of Fear Agent with Unruly and Bearded, and I discussed the end of the first Omni of 100 Bullets with John and Daymares. Those will not be back for a couple of weeks because John's going to be gone and some other stuff. So it's going to be like mid-April before either one of those 2 series kicks back up. But, so I may have to read something in the meantime. That may be a poll for my Nightwing members because that's one of the things I said I was going to do for them is let them help drive some content. So they may get to decide what I read in the meantime on that. But those did come out this week. This coming week, obviously tomorrow night, I'll be on Whitewell's channel playing some D&D. That's always a good time. What is Bear Island? He is a member of this community who used to make videos and has not for several years, but a friend of mine and a supporter. So, yeah. Bear Island is in Michigan. It's also in our hearts. So, I don't know if that's the name, but that's where I'm going. So Monday night, Cash or Trash will be back with Marcus as planned. At least as of right now, it's planned. Nothing on the radar that says that will not happen. And then sometime this week, there should be, if I get enough done tomorrow, another Let's Collect, be the third of the year. So that'll be coming out this week. So you can look forward to that. And actually, with the character I did, there's probably going to be at least one and probably two additional videos related to that Let's Collect that I'm going to make from the research I've already done. There's other things I can use it for. So that should be coming up here in the next couple weeks. And I will probably send out after those, that comes out this week, and maybe over the next 2 weeks, we'll get those other videos. We will send out a poll to my Nightwing tier members to help me choose the next Let's Collect character. So beyond that, although with just two of them, it's kind of hard if they pick different characters. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll be the one and the two. I don't know. And then beyond that, it's just my usual stuff. So nothing other major or specific coming up that I know about. So, all right. So that's what is coming up on the channel. What do we pick up this week? This is going to be kick off our what are we reading? Because I got my order from Midtown that should have come like last Friday or Saturday, came Monday. So this is not from this past Wednesday. This is from the Wednesday before and the Wednesday before that, because I get books every 2 weeks. So these are the books I picked up, but only one of them I have not read yet. And that's because I'm behind on that series. And that is Star Wars: The High Republic number 16. I'm still getting these High Republic Phase 3 stuff, but I have not gotten caught up on the reading yet. So on Phase 3. So I cannot talk about that, but the rest of these, because they came Monday, I have read this week. So let's see where we go to start. Let's start with Detective. Detective Comics, $10.95. Tom Taylor's doing jump from Nightwing to do Detective Comics. I am enjoying this run, but I'm not necessarily in love with it. It's a very solid Batman run right now. What Tom Taylor's doing here is very solid, but there's nothing that's making it stand out the way like his Nightwing run did to me. It's just very solid. Yeah, I thought this was the best one. I forget who the artist was on this one. Bruno Redondo. Yeah. Usually like a Redondo or a Mora, I have a hard time passing up. Both of those artists I enjoy a lot. So yeah, we're continuing to get the storyline that's somewhat related to Joe Chill, somewhat related to these kids that are in this what should be like a juvenile correction facility, and it's basically they've been experimenting on these kids and killing these kids when they get out. So plus this girl that was Bruce was having feelings for her as Joe Chill's daughter, but doesn't actually know that. So there's some cool stuff going on here. I don't know. You're just going to pass through? You're just passing through. Okay. Like I said, it's been solid. It's been good. But there's nothing about it that's like, oh my gosh, I got to read everyone. Do I like horror? I do like Jorge Jimenez. I like his style as well. I'm a fan of Jorge Jimenez. I have been for a while. So yeah, he's a good artist as well. It'll be interesting to see once I get Hush and see Lee back on the book. But to see how good that actually looks. Jim still got. I mean, I'm sure he still got it, but he doesn't really draw pages very much anymore. So it'll be interesting to see. I can't remember last time Lee did more than like a cover. So it'll be interesting to see. I have not seen it yet. I don't want to do that one next. Let's do. Actually, no, I'm okay doing that one next. With what's left. We got Nightwing. What number are we at? 124. Still on this Dan Waters arc with Nightwing trying to protect these gangs from military grade police with military grade. There's something going on. There's this weird Cirque de Sin thing that is like trying to control him. I mean, it's been sort of like the Tom Taylor on Detective, a solid Nightwing story, but it's not Tom Taylor on Nightwing. It's just not as good as it was. And while I don't hate it, I'm not in love with it. We'll see. I mean, it's Nightwing. I'm probably going to keep getting it unless it just turns really bad. But yeah. Last week picked up 9 Michael Turner covers autographed. Wow. Very cool. That is super cool. That is somebody whose autograph I wish I have not ever gotten. At some point I should try to track one down. But yeah, was a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Michael Turner. So like when I do that, like the book gets but if I turn it, like I'm there, it basically blocks the light on the statue. To make it seeable, it blocks the lights on the statue. Okay. Well, not that the light on the statue really needs to be on, but yeah, okay. It's fine. But that's awesome, Nerdy Geek. That is super cool. I was a huge Turner fan back in the day. Next, we got Catwoman number 74. I did get the Frank Cho cover again, which is pretty much what I've been getting here lately on the Catwoman books. We continue to follow the storyline where this group of thieves that Selina was in with years ago have been getting killed, and they're hunting Selina under her other name, this Evie Hall or whatever was the alias that she used back then. She's trying to figure out what's going on, trying to get the keys. It's been so much better than what the book was under Teeny Howard. Let's just put it. But it's been a little bit, and I don't know if maybe these characters were around before and I just don't remember any of them. But the artist on this book, like some of the dudes, like this is a weird thing to say, like because I feel like we were talking, and Really and I were talking about, and Bearded were talking about the, like Black Science where all the females kind of look the same. The guys like Anton and Alexander and several of the guys that like are part of this group that she's interacting with are very similar in appearance, and I have a hard time telling the characters apart. I've had a hard time telling these characters apart in here, so it's made it a little bit confusing. Who's who, what's what, but it's so much better than it was, if still not great. All right, next. Let's talk about sad tragedy. Did something happen, Gordon? Did I miss it? I don't know if something happened. Batman and Robin Year One continues to be really, really, really good. This story of Batman and Dick, as he's in the first couple of weeks where Robin is participating. Robin wanting to do, be on his own and do things. Bruce trying to like take care of him. We did not see a visit from the Child Protective Services this week. Bruce trying to keep from getting him taken away from him. Yes, they do. But it has this great moment where, but they're slowly bonding and building their relationship. You see Alfred's frustration at Bruce not always doing a good job of paying attention to him. But great scene where he escapes from the bad guys, and Batman comes up thinking he might be dead, and like sees him like basically doing this on the roof. This cover is perfect for this book. I love the line at the end where he's like, he basically, hey, can you teach me how to walk a tightrope? So Is the characters getting killed? This is a tragedy. Well, these are characters that we didn't know who they were, or if we did, it's been a long. I've never read anything about any of these characters, but yes, anytime they're more plot devices than characters. But in these books, but in the Catwoman book, but anyway, this book has been outstanding. We're 6 issues in. I don't know. I thought it was a 6 issue mini. It was not. It's continuing to go. It looks like at least 8. So I don't know how long this is going to go, but it's been fantastic. I've enjoyed the heck out of Batman and Robin. And then last but not least is Zatanna number 2. I got the David Nakayama cover this week. Although I will say I really like this cover, but look at the leg. Does this not give you that Superman Neil Adams vibes with the leg being like this? I'm going the wrong way. I want to go. No, I can't do it. Yeah. This leg being longer than the other leg. like the proportions are wrong. Like from hip to knee and knee to like her lower leg especially. Look, it looks a lot like, it reminds me a lot of that pose of the Neil Adams cover that he hated so much, that Superman cover, where the one leg is clearly longer than the other. The leg is clearly longer than the other. I mean, it just is. I don't care how she's standing. That leg is clearly longer than the other leg. Yeah, I mean, as soon as I pulled it out of the thing, and I was like, yep, that is still like it. And obviously the legs are still look sexy, but it is like the proportions are weird. But great David Nakayama cover. Zatanna is a book. This is issue 2. So in the first thing, we got the white woman. And this Adam guy, basically, the white woman takes a bunch of Zatanna's crew from her magic show. She goes after them. She's defeating them, setting them all free from this alternate reality that the white woman sucked them into. But at the end, the last guy that works for her, that she's trying to help, like stabs her with this magical sword. So we see the aftermath of that, and that she has not been able to figure out how to remove this thing through this whole book. And because of it, her magic is all messed up and it's taking a toll on her. And she's trying to like go find him. And then they go to her, and she ends up going to the Oblivion Bar because she can get there with minimal use of magic. She gets there. Detective Chimp and Blue Devil and Madame Xanadu, I think it's Madame Xanadu, are there. They try to help her. She's like, no, I'll do this on my own. But Blue Devil ends up helping her some, and they go to where this Adam kid lives, and he's dead. So it's someone posed against him. So we don't know who these people are or what their goal is, other than they're effing with Zatanna. The art in this is fantastic. The way they do the magic stuff. I think Campbell is doing the art and the writing, I think, on this one. I believe that's right. Jamal Campbell. I think that's right. But this book has been great. This was really, really good. We don't yet know what's really going on. Zatanna's magic is all effed up. He does a great job with that. This week there were 2 Frisian variants, one for Absolute, one for I got the Absolute Wonder Woman one. I did not order the Justice League Unlimited one. I don't think. Which I may have to go back and get. So actually I will probably have to go back and get it because it's a good one, and I won all those Frisian Wonder Woman. So yeah, I'll have to go back and get it. But this book was great. I really enjoyed these first 2 issues. Like I said, the art is fantastic. The story is engaging and grabbing your interest. The way he's representing magic on the page, the way Zatanna's. Yeah, I thought this has been really, really good. So yeah, I'm all about Zatanna. So those last 2 books were fantastic. The others were solid reads, but those last 2 books were fantastic this week. So yeah, I gotta wait. Yeah, I gotta wait on Hush an extra week. I always have to wait on Wonder Woman. I always have to wait on Absolute Wonder Woman the extra week. They're always the first week of the 2 weeks that I'm waiting. I never get them like that Friday or Saturday. So those were my pickups and reads this week. I didn't pick up anything else this week. So while we're on what we're reading, I actually got through 2 books this week. One of which I got through, which was my thumbnail, I got through last weekend in the first part of the week. And then the last part of the week, I got through a history book. We're going to go in reverse order of how I read them because this will be a much shorter review. So this is the book I just finished this morning, The Pine Tar Game. I'm a Missouri kid. I grew up a Royals fan. My first baseball game I ever went to was in '85 for the Royals before they ended up winning the World Series. When I was a kid, like he was toward the end. My memory is just him toward the end. I don't remember the full greatness of Brett, but like, yeah, as a Royals fan, George Brett is like God of that franchise. And as a ball player, my sister loved him way more than I did because she was just enough older that she had way more memories than I did. Because I was 7 in '85, and by then that was getting toward the tail. I mean, he played till '91, but he was not the guy he was in the late '70s, early '80s at that point. But the Pine Tar Game, too young to remember, but it's just a huge part of the lore of the franchise and everything else. This book was fun. It was engaging. It gave a good history of, of the owner of the Royals, Kaufman, of Steinbrenner, of Billy Martin, all the playoff battles in the 70s between the Yankees and the Royals in 76, 77, 78, 80, before and the lead up to the Pine Tar Game and the aftermath. And it was just a fun read. I really enjoyed the heck out of this. If you're a baseball person, if you enjoy baseball, you enjoy that kind of history books, then I would give this a high recommend. If you're not, then it's probably, you guys know me, I like to read a novel, then like to read something like nonfiction. That's kind of my pattern most of the time. Not always. Sometimes I'll back-to-back novels, but I like to read a nonfiction and then make the novel kind of my reward for getting through a nonfiction book. Because sometimes nonfiction books can drag on. But yeah, what do we got here? Harvey Dent needs to represent Bruce Wayne, so Dick doesn't go to the home run. But a group home run by the Joker. A group home run by the Joker. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but yeah. But yeah, this was solid. So I won't go into it too much more than that. But as a kid who grew up a Royals fan and a George Brett fan, it was a great read. And just as a guy who still loves baseball, it was a great read. So. All right, my thumbnail. I know John and Bearded were doing like the 5th book of the other series last night. They do their hour-long Court of Beards and Bourbon, where they talk about these Sarah J. Maas books. I have read and talked about the first 3 novels here this year. I got a bunch of them when I was going to be down with my foot surgery that were included in what people were giving me to read. So I got through the first 3 books of the other series. This is the first book of the Throne of Glass series, obviously. My thoughts. I enjoyed this first book significantly more than I enjoyed the first book of the other series. Now, I did not enjoy it as much as the second or third book of that other series. They were definitely, by then, into the story, there was more going on. It wasn't as much setup. I also enjoyed the setup of this world a lot more. I thought it was a little more interesting, a little more engaging for me. Selena, the heroine of this particular tale, I found her more interesting. She is more of a fully formed, though not much older, more of a fully formed person than Feyre is at the beginning of those books. And I just in general enjoyed her character more. I will say this was obviously, so my understanding is that Sarah wrote this book when she was in high school as a teenager, and then she edited it as an adult before she published it. And you can definitely see and hear the voice of a younger person in the writing of this book compared to the others. And it comes through sometimes in Selena's tone. So she walks this fine line with our heroine is an assassin, a trained assassin, and kind of a badass, but she's also kind of a girly girl. And it is a fun dichotomy, and for the most part works really well, but not always. There's times where it doesn't work as well as it probably should. But having said that, I still enjoy her as a character a lot. I'm looking forward to reading the next book. It's actually the next thing on my stack that I'm going to dive into. So I'm looking forward to it. I had to read my Pine Tar Gate before I could go back to book 2. I will say, despite the fact that I enjoyed this world more, and I say this with a big giant caveat, the surrounding cast I enjoyed more in the other books. Oh yeah, a few times. Man, unruly, what's going on, sir? Yeah, I think the surrounding cast is a little weaker at this point, but I will be honest, it's probably still stronger than the first book was in a surrounding cast, because we really don't get to know the true surrounding cast of that other world until we get to book 2. This is not, for those that I know, she has a reputation of being like fairy smut, is like with the Court of Thorns and Roses, or Roses and Thorns, or whatever it is, whichever way it goes. This is zero, none. Like, there's like a makeout scene, sort of. I mean, there's nothing. There is zero smut in this book. Now, obviously, she wrote it when she was a teenager. My understanding is this series really doesn't have any, though. It is not. The other series doesn't have much, but this has none. It's just a fantasy novel. Like, so if you're into fantasy, if you're into fantasy, little swords and sorcery kind of stuff, this was an excellent read. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Whatever. Yeah, there's no zero, zilch, nada, none. There is a bit of a love triangle going on here, but this is way less romance focused than that other series. I'll be surprised. The two guys in this book, Dorian and the Prince and the Captain of the Guard, Shaw, I'll be surprised if she ends up with either one of them. I'll be honest. I don't see either one of them actually being capable of being her partner. She seems to be on both of them in a lot of ways. Love triangle. Hey, Kenneth Bird, what's going on? I mean, probably the way it's set up. I mean, probably, but like, part of me is like, no, you can do better, girl. So, but we will see. I do think Joel is a better character than Dorian. Dorian is pretty flat. He's not Tamlin crappy like the other. Like, he's not like bad. He's just like, there's just not a lot there that I'm like, was super interested in. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I will say the villain setup here is set up way better than in those other books, in the initial part of those other books. Both the guy that she's taking on in this contest. So basically she was an assassin. She got betrayed. As a result, she was captured. And she was in prison. And basically they had a contest to become the king's champion. And they had to so they basically pulled all these people with high skill, but like various backgrounds. And they had to go through these contests to try to like win this thing. And if they did, if she served as the king's champion, she could win her freedom. It's basically what the crux of this book is. Hey, Blue Collar Dan, what's going on, sir? It's the crux of the story here. So she's in this contest, and her big bad in this, Kane, who's kind of this other guy that's competing. And then obviously the king himself is awful, as we will get into. And she has a hidden past, which is very, very telegraphed. Based on what her hidden past is, I mean, it's not confirmed yet for me because I haven't read any further, but I will be stunned if she's not related to this queen, that like there's this ghost sort of spirit from the past that's helping her, and she clearly has some magical abilities, and yeah, she's clearly the queen in this other kingdom. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that for sure, but at this point, but it seems her past is hidden, but not very well hidden. I will say that. Again, that's part of where I think it was clearly a slightly younger voice writing this at the time, because I think she gives a little more away than she probably should have. I will say, of the but the king himself and the Count Pennington or whatever the heck that guy's name is, and Kane were all excellent villains. Dorian's just kind of a doof. Like, he's kind of naive, and so is Shaw, really. So I don't really, like I said, I don't know if I see them being Parrington, excuse me, is the Count's name, or Duke of Parrington, or whatever the heck it is. Now, her friend, which is this other princess from this other kingdom that's been conquered, that is there by the evil king, Nehemia. She's a pretty good character. I enjoyed her quite a bit. I thought she was a lot of fun. So those two were excellent characters. Toll was solid, but he was and Dorian was just, but but overall, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was more engaging. I thought the pacing was better than the first book of the other series, where like it was 2/3 was very slow romance build up, and then the final third wasn't set up very well, wasn't delivered on. This book sets up what the events are going to be and her challenge from the opening chapters, opening pages. It builds the action, it builds the drama, it builds the confusion about what's really going on. Because some of the other contestants keep dying outside of the thing, and like who's doing that and what's going on and why it's happening. So this book is better paced and better set up. I enjoyed the heck out of this. It's just a solid sword and sorcery book. And I think Selena is an excellent character. I enjoy her a heck of a lot. I enjoy the dichotomy that she gives her, that she's kind of this badass assassin. She's a killer, but she's also kind of girly. She likes a nice dress. She likes pretty dresses and like looking good. And I think that's fun. A fun dichotomy that she gives her here, and it works. Like I said, it works most of the time. I think the mystery here of what's really going on is better done than in the other book. I enjoyed this book. I'm in for this series, so we will be going next book probably next week sometime, because that book took me like 2 days to read. Of course, it wasn't. What was it? It was like 406. So it was 406 pages. I read it in just a couple days. This one is 418. So I would expect by midweek I will be done with this. So you guys will have to hear about this next week. Sorry. That's just the way it's going to be. Because this is my show, and I'm going to talk about what I'm reading and what I'm watching. I am going to try to watch, because I know Reacher wrapped. I'm going to start Reacher this week. Probably before I start Daredevil. I'm leaning that way. I'm leaning toward Reacher before Daredevil. Okay, so the other series, Court of Thorns and Roses, Court of Thorns and Roses was the first book. And there's like one chapter in the book. I mean, there's a few other scenes where there's like, the will they or won't they build up. And there's like one chapter where there's like where they actually get together in that book. And then there's some other like suggestive stuff, but not a ton. It's very light. The second book has a lot of like build up and like, second base kind of stuff. And then has one chapter, so like 10 pages in a 400, 500 page book. Actually, that book's bigger than this, so probably like a 600 page book. It's like 10, 12 pages of a full on. There's one chapter in that book that is sex. But you're talking like less than 1% of the book. Or a percent. Yeah, less than probably 1%. Maybe 2% of the book. Less than 5% of the book. Let's put it that way. The third book has less than probably the first book. So those three books. Now, I know supposedly the book they talked about last night, book 5 of that series, is like all sex. But not all, but like a ton. But this series, I don't know that this series has any smut. Like, from what I've heard, I could be wrong. But Unruly is caught up on D&D Daredevil and only halfway through Reacher. There you go. So, but yeah, this was zero. This was zero smut. And I don't think the series is really that. I don't. At least that's my understanding. So we will see. Already 5 episodes of Daredevil out. Nice. So other thing that I'm going to be reading soon. So John and I have picked our Omni for April because we both just got it. We found it. It was one that's somewhat out of print. It was a little hard to find, but we both found it for good deals. Got it through Books with Pictures, the LCS that was Jen's LCS. It's holding an event for her next month. I wasn't able to go, so I decided to look on their website, see if there was something I could support them. They had an Omni that I wanted that I couldn't find anywhere else. So, because I've never read it, and I've heard good things, and I know this was a story that Jen loved, so I bought the Batwoman Omnibus. John had read what is basically the first trade of this Omni, and really enjoyed it. And so he got this as well. So we're going to discuss this in April. Then we'll probably go back to Daredevil, and then we got to go to Lasso and get some more Wonder Woman in. So it probably so. But for April, we're going to be talking about this one. He and I decided. There he is. Speak of the devil. Hey, man. Are you home? Did you like spend all your money? Are you broke? Did you get to see lots of cool people? Are you just on your way home and listening? So, saw a lot of half-price books and Batwoman at half-price books today. There you go. Nice. So, I hope John had a wonderful day at WonderCon. So, lucky sucker. Got to go to WonderCon today. So, hopefully he got some cool books or some cool sketches or met a lot of people. Play D&D tomorrow night. There you go. Definitely broke in the car eating before driving home. There you go. So, getting ready to head that way. Well, I can't wait to hear about all the cool stuff you picked up and did at WonderCon. So good luck with that. You did, however, miss my review, like 20 minutes I did on Throne of Glass. So you'll have to listen to that later. And then I did tell everybody I was going to start Crown of Midnight tonight. So there you go. I have not watched your guys's. I watched the 3 books that I'd read last night. I'd watched your very first review of one of those you and Bearded did, but I never watched the other 2 books that I'd read from the other series. So I watched those 2 last night, which you know because I gave comments. I did not watch your Throne of Glass thing. I decided I want to give my opinion and then listen to you guys. So I got to listen to that probably tonight. Will I be reading at midnight tonight? Maybe. Probably not, though. Usually 10:30, 11 o'clock is usually about when I give it up, but we'll see. Chelsea from Joe. Yeah, he says he's going to try to make it, so he'll probably be kind of tired, but hopefully he will. After 2 days of come, but if he's broke today, he may not be able to come very much tomorrow. So, what else? With that, like I said, I haven't really watched anything yet. I think I'm going to start. I think I'm going to try to start Reacher since it's done before I start Daredevil, I think. So I need to do that this week. And beyond that, other things that I forgot to put on my thing coming up on the channel, not on my channel, but a week from today, a few hours earlier in the day, I will be on Rob's Fat Stacks on my first ever appearance on Only Slabs. So that'll be next Saturday. So I'll make sure I drop the link this week on a few places. Yeah, jealousy for me. Oh, yeah. It's more jealousy that he got to go. I didn't get to go to my local one because it was last weekend and I still wasn't mobile enough. So that's the jealousy for sure. But I spent the money. I bought books as I unboxed over the last few weeks, but I didn't get to go. So That was the Chelsea. But anyway, I'm going to be on Rob's Fat Stacks on Only Slash for the first time next week, showing off some books and hanging out with him and the Comic Vet. So that should be fun next Saturday. Beyond that, yeah. So that was the one thing I forgot on whatever's coming up. Not on my channel, but just with the channel in general. And with that, I think we're ready for where's my thing? Whatever you guys want to talk about, there it is. So yeah, so we got like 20 more minutes of me hanging before I go and start my book. Or I don't know if I'm going to start the book first or if I'm going to watch John and Bearded break down Throne of Glass. I might watch them break down Throne of Glass and then start the book, which means I won't get very far in the book tonight, but we'll see. We'll see. You need to have track for the gods. Well, hopefully, and this channel should talk. You know, I've never read much of it last, so I've been looking for an Omni. I was hoping to find like an Omni of like her original series or any Omni like Spider-Woman stuff, and I haven't found one like even like out of print. So they never printed them. So I may have to buy some trades or something, but that was high on my radar actually to like is like Omnis that I was kind of looking for because I wanted to read more. I was interested in trying to get some of that. I think the new Avengers Omni by Bendis is on my agenda. John will be happy to know although it's going to be a little while because of where I ended up ordering it from, but I have already ordered Bendis Volume 2 of Daredevil because it suddenly disappeared from organic, half price, and the main seller on Amazon. But there was like the main Amazon all lost it like this last week. It was like I went back and looked, and I was like, oh, because I was thinking about putting in an order, and it was like it was gone. So I could still find a hardcover on Amazon, but I had to pay about $10 more than I would have on with shipping probably like $15 more than I would have like at In-Stock Trades, like if I bought it like a week ago. But it is on the way. I went on to pull the trigger because I was like, ooh, I'm afraid it's going to disappear. So yeah, so that Daredevil, but I did not make a half price books order. That'll probably be next one. I'll probably include that new Avengers run because I've never read that. But yeah, I was looking for the Sensational She-Hulk run by Byrne and Spider-Woman were the two things that I went and was digging into, like other Marvel characters. I was like, I'd like to read. And both of them appear to be out of print, or there's no Omnis currently for either of those kind of things. They do have they have the original Savage She-Hulk, which I was tempted by in an Omni out right now. It's on my wish list, but I don't know if I'm going to buy it. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to make it to the top of the list. We'll see. Because I don't know if I'm as intrigued to read that one or not. Because I want to read the sensational part. I like the part where she's fun and thing. I don't know if I just want the monster part, but I may get that anyway. We'll see. But yeah, I was looking for, I literally, the last time I was looking through organic and half price and just doing some scouring, looking for some Omnis. I was looking for Spider-Woman stuff, and I couldn't find any. I was like, So if anybody sees that, I need to get... I got a huge stack of Omnis over there that I have not read. A huge stack. But, yeah. I think that one will come again. I think they'll cycle that one through. But, yeah, it was a little frustrating not having it, not being able to find it. I didn't even look to see what it was going for on the secondary market because I assume it was probably stupid. But because usually you can still find them on the secondary for at least list. And if you can find them for list, it's like I don't know if I want to pay that much, but it's not terrible. But when they're double list and stuff, I'm not paying more than list for sure. I'd prefer to pay less. But yeah. So it just wasn't on my radar at that point because that one doesn't seem like it's been out of print very long. So, But I got a bunch of other Omnis that I'm like coming out that I want. The first Nightwing Omni from Taylor is coming out. I will have to get a copy of that. What was the other one I saw? It's coming out this summer/fall. There was another one that was on my radar, and I don't remember what it was yet. I don't remember. So, but I've been enjoying, I was never thought I was going to be an Omni guy, but I've really become an Omni guy. It has kind of become, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I got the first Nightwing hardcover, and then I didn't buy any more, because I decided I was going to wait and get the Omnis when they came. And they're supposed to come, one of them is supposed to come in the summer, and the other one is maybe fall or next spring. What was the other series that was getting an Omni that I was excited about? I saw it the other day. It's not out yet. I don't remember. Dang it. I don't remember. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. I'm old and it is definitely scattered up here for sure. There was another one that was cool that was coming, and I was like, oh, I was super excited. Now I'm blanking out. Now I'm going to open Amazon. Where did I see it? I want to see if I can. Omnibus. I'm just going to type in Omnibus on Amazon and see because they'll have things that are coming. Oh, well, they got it. Son of a bitch. They got the Daredevil one back from the original thing for slightly less, where I wouldn't have had to. Damn it! No, that's one. Never mind. That's one. That's not two. That's one, not two. That's one, not two. Never mind. Oh, now two is higher. Two is higher even than when I bought it the other day. So yeah, if you were looking for that Daredevil Omni 2, you better get on it, because it's disappearing by Bendis 2. What was it? I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out at me. It's the thing that was coming that I was super excited about. Where did I? It would help if I knew what it was, because then it would be easy to find. That's how these things work sometimes. It's oh yeah, if you know what it is, you can find it. If you know what you're looking for. You got First Spears covers Vampirella foil and Monsters 1 and 24th. Ooh, nice. Choo-choo on the train. There you go. You're on that Mark Spears train. Man, I do not remember. I'm not saying anything that's making me remember. Nothing's jogging my memory is that other Omni that I was super excited about. Oh well, I don't know. So let's see. Big tuna all aboard. John, wake up. Yes, John, be paying attention. As you're driving home, or you might still be eating, so you might not be driving yet. So yeah, that is everything I got going on. You guys got anything else? What other trade should I read? I guess technically I'm supposed to do that for my Nightwing tier members. It's supposed to help me pick out the next indie series that I'm going to start on. I got, what do I got over there? I got Traveling to Mars, which I will probably read with John at some point. But I got him for 100 bullets right now, and I'm making him do Omni, so I don't want to maybe a break. I got Rare Flavors over there. I got Old Guard, which I've had for a little while and I haven't gotten to yet. Philadelphia Volume 2, the hardcover, the second hardcover I have now, John. I know you'd be like, ooh. We need to get to that. I still have never gotten to the Department of Truth. What else is over there? Yeah, those are the indies I got at the moment, I think, that I haven't read. I said rare flavors. I might read that Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow might be the thing. So first Black Window. Yes, there's a window on the wall. That or the Black Window. I don't know. I'm not sure. So, Brother Voodoo blew up. Yeah, Brother Voodoo. That is so good. Department of Truth. Yeah. I had the first 3 trades of Department of Truth, and I have never opened a page. I have never gotten, I don't know, I've just never, it's one of those ones I've never tried to recruit anybody for yet. Same thing with Old Guard, which I've had. Those 2 I've had for a little while, and I've just never recruited anybody to read them with me. So I've been lazy. About recruiting people. I am looking forward to the Thunderbolt movie. I think it looks like it might be pretty good. I think it's going to be a little irreverent. I think it's going to be, but also serious, more so than some of the things we've gotten recently. Maybe a little darker with the Sentry. So yeah, I'm good. Black Widow, yes, yes, Black Window. Okay, he's with the window. I don't know what the window is, but sure. So yeah, I probably will not. Spoiler alert! I don't think I'm going to pull. I'm going to be on Only Slabs this next week, and I probably will not pull anything off the wall for Only Slabs when I'm on Rob's channel, because you guys get to see that stuff all the time. So I'm tentatively. I was thinking about the day what I was going to pull for him. I haven't decided completely yet, but I'm thinking about just pulling stuff that I used to like rotate through that nobody gets to see very often anymore. So, I mean, obviously they're at a distance. You don't get an up close look, but yeah. Last show, I just want to say, I had an unboxing this week that you should have been all about, and I haven't seen a comment on that video from you. You haven't given me a hard time about it because it's not on the wall yet, because I'm going to wait to put it on the wall. Since I'm not pulling anything off the wall, I'm going to wait to put it on the wall, because I am going to show that during Rob's thing. During Rob's show. So I'm not putting it on the wall until after Rob's thing. But read the first issue, you won't stop. There you go. Autocorrect. Calls her Black Windows, and now I do too. I'm easily there you go. I had an unboxing this week, dude. And the thumbnail should have been enough to make you realize what it was, that it was something you would like. But it's right over there. I have it where I can see it, but you can't see it. And I'm going to make you go watch the unboxing. NBC had a video of John Oswald near the car shaking. I've been in the repository. Lord. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. Nothing too exciting is going on here. I am, my Royals won today after they choked on opening day, but they won the second game against the Guardians, so that was good. I read my baseball book. I got another baseball book up there that I may read. I don't know if I'm going to go straight from Crown into Heir of Fire, or if I'm going to make myself read another nonfiction before we get there. I don't know. Still missing 2 JFK documents. Of course we are. You could be missing thousands of JFK documents, Gordon. You just got what they told you. They just told you got everything. That doesn't mean you got everything, or almost everything, whatever. So, yeah. Oh, we did classify it all, except for the stuff we didn't, that you don't know about. So. To tell the story we wanted to tell. But anyway, I'm not super interested in in any of that, the JFK files. It happened a long time ago. There was lots of people probably involved. Yada, yada. Yeah. This is true. I figured you did, but I just said it was a book you would like. I didn't say it was a book you would, you would want it because you have it, but I just said it was a book you would like. So, all right. We're 55. Last call for anything interesting you guys need me to need my opinion on. I doubt you need my opinion on anything, but let's see. I'm still trying to see if I can find that omnibus that I was so excited about. I don't see it. I don't. Yeah, I don't see one. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I'll see it again because I think it was like fall or late summer when it was coming out. It was like August or something. August or maybe October even. I forget. It was a while. So I will stumble across it again. Your 1,000th Instagram post. You know, I have all but I don't hardly post on Instagram at all anymore, which is really bad. I don't know why I stopped. I'd gotten to the point where I basically was just posting my workout stuff for my walks, and I haven't been doing that, obviously. And I haven't really posted. I got like a ton of comics I've never put on Instagram that I probably should, but I should probably do that. Oh, well. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up right here. Let's see. The Punisher is getting his own special. Yes, I knew that. So we'll finish off this little sip of bourbon from my Russell's Reserve. I may go watch more of John and Bearded, or I don't know if I'll watch more of John and Bearded or start around midnight. Probably watch. I may watch their discussion on Throne of Glass first. But I'm going to go upstairs, head to bed, lay down, read, or watch. Only 6 issues of Hush 2. Okay. Interesting. I'm looking forward to diving into it, but yeah, I just don't have it yet, Gordon, so I couldn't give you thoughts on that. I am JP Collects on Instagram. JP_collects. So it is not JP Budget Collecting Nerdy Geek. I thought we followed each other, but I could be wrong if I don't follow you. I just typed it in the thing, but if I don't follow you on Instagram, follow me and I'll follow you back. Because I thought I found you and did, but I don't remember. But yes, I have a different, because I don't cross promote apparently and don't know what I'm doing. I don't have the same Instagram and YouTube name, although I should. I am weird and dumb like that. So the reasoning, so my justification for not making the match, I don't have one. So later, Johnny boys, I appreciate you stopping by. Glad you could be here for tonight. And with that, yeah, I think we're gonna get out of here. One last shout out to my members. Yeah, with this many members, I gotta get the banner off there so you can see the bottom one. Thanks to John and those 5 memberships he donated for the month. I am and for Daymares and He Who Remains upgrading theirs. I am past for the first time, going to make more from than I'm due from that I pay towards StreamYard. So yeah, we'll probably shoot for our first giveaway at the end of April. I have not decided. Yeah, we will probably shoot to do a giveaway at the end of April. Is where I'm at. I don't know what I'm going to give away yet because I literally this just happened in the last week that we got to this point, and I was like, oh. So I got some stuff over there I kind of set aside. I got some trades and a couple other things that I could potentially give away. So yeah, we'll just have to see what I come up with. But yeah, that's probably where we're going to be. So you got till if maybe next week I will reveal at least part of what the first giveaway will be. But we'll do it at the end of April because I wasn't prepared to do it today. At the end of March. So a black window, like I could get like something you could put in a window to make it blacked out. But I'm not giving the book on the wall away. Like, I didn't make that much off of memberships. I think I'm like $5 or $10 past across the StreamYard. not like a couple hundred. So I mean, I would love to get enough members that I could buy a semi-big book and give it away every month. That would be super cool. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. So instead, we'll give away some things that hopefully people will like, but will be somewhat in line with me not like just undoing the fact that you guys helped me pay for StreamYard by spending it all. But I have some stuff. We'll see. Buy more omnibuses. Well, I'm planning to do that. Yes, I am planning to do that. So there will probably be an omnibus order next. Well, there's one on its way. That Daredevil Business Volume 2 is on its way. And there will probably be another omnibus order next month at some point. Because that's what I was planning to do. Sometime next month, I was going to order some more Omnis, and Daredevil was going to be a part of that, and then it just suddenly disappeared from a couple of sites, so I kind of panicked and bought it. Like before it just completely disappeared. So, and I still got it for less than MSRP, so that's fine. But yeah, all right. We are an hour and 2 minutes. I want to thank you guys. I appreciate you always hanging out with me on Saturday. 7 subs from I am. That's a no, I'm not. I'm at 44.29. 70 subs. Oh, not 7. 70. That makes sense. 70 subs. 70 subs. Actually, 71 subs from 4,500, which is super cool. Or maybe Gordon's 7 subs from 4,500. Maybe that's what he is. But yeah, 71 subs from 45. Which I've been like under 100 subs from 4,500 for like months. So I've been almost 1,000 on my Instagram forever also, Johnny Boys, but I stopped posting comics on my Instagram, and that's the reason I never got to 1,000. I don't hardly post on Instagram at all. I use it to communicate with people, like to message and to see other people's posts, but I almost don't post on Instagram. I should do it more. I don't know. I'm lazy and I'm not very good at like the self-promotion thing. Like I said, my Instagram name doesn't match my YouTube channel name, and I don't post a lot on Instagram. I don't cross-promote very well. Yeah, I am. But here we are. And yet somehow you guys found me. So I appreciate that. So, all right. With that, I am going to get out of here. I wasn't making fun of your math skills. I was just confused. So, but trust me, I have no room to make fun of math skills or typing skills, Gordon, because I do that all the time. So, all right, gang. We will talk to you later. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. And yeah, we will see you tomorrow on D&D, Monday with Marcus on Cash or Trash. All right, where's my outro? There it is. Later.